Hello, my name is Pilaf, and I know y'all are probably about to go hop in the shower, but that's okay. I can't smell you, and I'm only gonna be a few minutes. So, I want to talk today about that episode that had the Changeling in it. I feel like it was a really good representation of the show, on a meta level. Cause see, what a changeling is it's this creature that disguises itself as something or someone you love, and then it absorbs your love and puts nothing back. It's a predatory animal, and sometimes I wonder if that's what the show's trying to do these days. Ah, Pilaf, I can hear you saying, how can you be so negative about the pony show? Don't be one of them complainers. Well, see, that's fine, but the thing about this episode is that all you really need to know about that changeling is that he is a dark character with the dark outline, and he is frequently seen on a dark background. And the whole plot revolves around him just saying, hey, Spike, I want to be your friend. And Spike's like, okay, man. And that, I just feel like about half of the episodes in season 6, it just made me ask myself, like, man, how did I get into this show? Like, why did I start watching? Then I go back and I watch, like, the Pinkie Pie Smile song, and I remember, oh, God, that's right. Man, this was adorable. Look at her go. What happened? Man, what happened? Like, changelings, these are they had a potential to be funny. They could have been different and weird, and ponies could have interacted with them, and you could have had like a whole episode about him trying to blend in with society and just live like a normal pony, Like, I'm gonna be a normal pony. This is what I do. I just see ponies, I become a pony, I'm gonna quit my crack addiction, and I'm just gonna live as a normal pony. But they didn't do that. His whole plan was to be just a dark character on a dark background, trying to get everyone to love him as a dark character on a dark background. I mean, it would have helped if they characterized the changeling at all. I mean, alright, no one likes complaining, but let's look at what this was. Basically, Spike meets this guy, and he survives by eating love and friendship and stuff like that, right? But he says, I don't want to do that anymore. I mean, it is how I sustain myself. I am physiologically driven to devour love, to stay alive. But I don't want to do that anymore. I'm gonna just starve, okay? And Spike says, oh man, no, I know what I can do. I'm gonna introduce you to the paragons of love and friendship and all that crap that you eat. So basically, it's like Spike meets this crack addict, and he goes, man, don't worry, my friends are all crack dealers. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna introduce you to the biggest pile of crack you ever seen. I got enough crack to kill a horse. And somehow, this is a good idea. Like, where was the show going? Where was their head at, man? Because basically, that's it. That's the whole episode. Like, at the end, Spike sings a song, and everyone's like, alright, yeah, no, this thing that, like, actually will eat love, this should be around the baby. Like, I don't want to see this thing away from the child. It should be like, we should just build the crib on top of this thing's back. They're saying, he said he's done doing crack? Well, let's trust him with all the crack. Here is a room full of crack. You live here now. Here's your bed. Sleep in the crack. And the bed is also made out of crack cocaine. I just don't get it. The show keeps reforming villains, and I guess that, that could be okay if you do it and you make it fun, but that is a dietary need that this changeling has. You can't reform away a dietary need. He has to eat love to live. And I don't know, it's just getting to where I'm starting to worry whenever I hear that the show's gonna tackle something from a previous season that I used to like, because I worry that, I worry they're gonna make another episode like this one. I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe the best thing the show could do right now is just take all the ponies and put them in a cannon and just launch them directly into the moon. And from now on, they're gonna do every episode on the moon, and that way they'll be far away from anything that I like from previous episodes, and they can come back when they're ready to actually do a good job. And you know what? You may think that I'm just grousing by saying the ponies should all go off somewhere far away from everything I liked, but actually, it might do a lot of good to take the ponies out of their element. Cause originally this show was little ponies in a big world, and somewhere we got to big ponies in a little world. Well, let's go and put them somewhere away from all their fortresses and castles and godlike magical powers and make them deal with things on a new level again. It would be good. It would be good for all of us. I'm sick of the Crystal Empire. Cadence and Shining Armor don't have personality anyway. Well, granted though, there are things wrong with the writing on a technical level that need to be fixed, but I'm gonna go into that in another episode. So for right now, there you go. Now you know. Watch my show, you're free to go. So hey, in this episode we got ourselves away from Flash and started working in Toon Boom. Don't suppose you notice much of a difference, huh? But anyway, it's time for us to get to the best part of the show, the fan art. So here's one of me smashing up a lemon. These frickin' lemons, frickin' baby lemons, man, where do they get off? Here's me beating up some guy named Christopher with my ally, a monkey. Sorry, Christopher, you gotta learn, bud. Here's me with the real banana. Now that one's actually kinda cool. I like the 2D and 3D. Now here's a nice little picture, but my favorite thing is that beautiful Nanalyzes up there. Never has Nanalyzes looked so beautiful. Here's me standing in front of some apple jackers. You gotta eat these apples. Now, you may think that I don't have one ear on one side, but it's actually an optical illusion. I have 2 ears. Now here's that ladybug from the last episode. You can see it right on screen there, look how cute. Now this is me, but imagine I'm like some kind of fat bird. I imagine the analysis is still spot on though. And now here is the slug with the flamethrower. Still pretty good analysis, I bet. You know, Twilight Sparkle, she never invites me to go out and do anything. For Princess of Friendship, she sure is not very friendly. And this one goes to show this is why you can't trust a changeling. They just become a banana and drain the happiness out. Here's me just kind of sitting around, looking good, thinking about something. Happy days. Here I got another ladybug, but today I braided my hair all up. Got adventurous. Looking sharp, Pilaf. Here's me with my arm crawling up my shoulder, gonna strangle my neck to death, I think. Here's me with my tail aflame. Kind of a new twist on an old classic, I guess. And oh man, what did happen? It's been 6 episodes and already Pilaf is an existential crisis. And finally, we got one of me showing off my most ladylike qualities. My feminine wiles, as it were. This one, of course, is for my most dedicated of viewers. Now I know what you're thinking, how does one analysis get to be so beautiful and also so good at an analysis? Well, the answer is, I actually only used the script one time in episode 5, and otherwise I just kind of make it up as I go. And I think that probably clears up my noggin, because it's such a low-stress sort of environment. But anyway, that's everything for today. So thanks for all the fan art, thanks for watching everybody. These are the names of some beautiful supporters on my Patreon. Thank you guys, without you it would not be possible. And I guess that's it, show's over. You guys have a good day.